What is the current state of Star Citizen? A game where we can work, earn money, defend against pirates, assault hostiles, and can live virtually from the cabin of our ship. A ship where we sleep, wake up, and continue with our business in the game the next day. And don't experience frequent game-breaking bugs. This series is the test of both the game and ourselves to see if we can survive 10 days in space. We logged out of our ship above the moon of Lyria at ArcCorp in our Cutlass Black. But the real question when we re-enter the game is, where will we be? For this challenge to succeed, we must wake up in the bed of our Cutlass Black. Day 4 begins, Mobi.
Our success rate of completing the 10-day challenge just improved significantly.
For sure. And what we didn't show at the very end of Day 3 was a near tragedy.
Tell me what happened. I thought the day was over and had powered down my systems.
I thought it was over too, and turned off the camera. Normally, when we log out, the screen goes black for a few seconds as it saves information, then returns us to the main menu. This time, the game hung on the black screen for several minutes, then went to the crash handler, where users are also prompted to write in a short description of what happened during the incident. I had some serious doubts about whether things had exited correctly enough to allow us to come back to the game in our ship. But here we are.
Another catastrophe narrowly avoided.
And that avoidance allows us to get into some different gameplay today. Today, we're gonna finally do some mining.
So then why are we back here on the moon of Lyria in our Cutlass?
Because we're going to go to the system of Microtech to do our mining. And as long as we're traveling across the solar system, I figured we'd purchase some commodities and make a few dollars off a trade run.
I can tell you really enjoy the hauling of cargo.
It's so risky. But with us doing this 10-day challenge, I'm just throwing that kind of conservative gameplay to the wind. For me, the loss of losing this challenge would be a lot greater than the loss of any UEC. Now, I saw when we did our delivery missions that there was some astatine at this facility. We'll grab that and run it out to one of the research outposts at Clio on Microtech. We won't even have to go to New Babbage to sell. Not much astatine for sale, but we'll fill up the rest of the way with fluorine and make the best of it. All right, goods are sold, and a little $1,850 in profit.
That's not much.
But it's $1,850 we wouldn't have had otherwise.
And makes up for some of the spending you did while shopping.
But with that done, we're going to the Lagrange point of M1. My plan is to leave the Cutlass at the refinery rest stop of M1, pull out the Prospector, go mining at the moons of Microtech, then bring back the raw ore to the M1 refinery for processing. With the Cutlass stored there, we should be able to use it later to transport the refined ore to New Babbage to sell it.
Sounds like a plan.
I do love this Prospector. I went through a period where it was my exclusive ship for months, and I have a feeling when the Vulture comes out for salvage, I'll be spending a lot of time in that as well.
Where are we going to do our mining?
We're going to Calliope. The terrain is pretty challenging with the rough mountains, but it's one of the reasons I like it. It's not only a cool environment, but it feels more remote and less visited than other mineable moons. So maybe it's a little bit safer from being ambushed.
Did you see that long stutter in quantum travel? That can be the kind of thing that can kill us.
But it didn't. The streak continues, Mobi. This first rock is a low concentration of quantanium and borace. I think we'll move on though. This one has a small but doable amount of bexylite with a fair bit of hephaestonite. This represents a fairly typical rock to find that can still give reasonable returns. Let's take this one and see what kind of money we can get off it.
Most miners would pass on this rock purely based on profit.
Yeah, but I'm not most miners. I really don't like searching for forever for that perfect rock, and enjoy mining different kinds of ore from reasonably good rocks. In a lot of cases, I can do better with high volumes of lower value ores than even a 30% concentration from one of these high value things like bexylite. All right, let's turn this into the refinery. We can't get in this elevator. Let's try the other one.
We've got an NPC blocking us.
Fortunately, I know another way in. So what I want here is the highest return with the lowest cost. And I don't care anything about how long it takes. So the Dinks solvenation process is what we're after. This refinery also gives a nice bonus to both Bexelite and Hephaestonite. So we're at a good facility, for that anyway. Alright, so that is going to take a little over a day to complete. Let's go for another mining run and make another deposit.
Oh no, we can't get out of this elevator. The doors aren't opening.
We've got a chance here, Mobi. I'm going to try to just run and clip through the door and hope we have a solid rendered room on the other side. Another game-ending bug avoided.
Excellent!
Can we have multiple jobs running at the refinery?
Yes, and given the relatively small amount of actual ore that we're having refined right now, I'd like to add some more to help fill up the Cutlass for when we go sell.
We're also catching deposits of these other hand or ground vehicle minables.
Yeah, but I'm not going to stop for Dolivine. I mean, it's not terrible, but if I'm going to get sidetracked, I'd rather it be for Aphorite or Hadenite. Wow, over 15% Quantanium. I really wasn't thinking of trying to mine that explosive material, but at 15%, I gotta try.
What loadout do you have on this polar painted mining machine?
I've got a Helix laser for a little more power and stability, and I did install a Foral module to get that consumable boost of resistance. Not to mention the polar paint job. Well, we've broken it down and have some nice concentrated rocks, but between what is now extremely high instability and some bad server lag, I just don't think this is going to be worth it.
Bogus!
Agreed, we should find another rock.
Now this one with golden agricium looks great. Let's just hope we can crack it. It's very slowly climbing, so I think we can bust it if we're patient.
We're getting blown around quite a bit. Let's set the ship down for some more stability.
We're bouncing around on these rocks, but just a little bit more, and we've got it. Let's break down the pieces and see what we got. We are getting some great 100% chunks of agricium from these final chunks. And these 100% gold ore rocks are perfect. I think this might be a 0% inert material run, which in my book, 100% of anything is better than getting some inerts. All right, completely full of 100% agricium and gold. Okay, so I've got that processing set up for the same method as before. And now it's time to log out and wait.
We've been at it quite a while.
Yeah, I know. I've definitely been wanting to do some more mining activity, but for now, we gotta go. And we've also gotta be a little careful.
In what way?
It seems that if we're anywhere near this refinery when we log out, it'll pull us into the facility when we log back in, which will break our challenge. So I'm going to set a quantum jump back to Microtech and stop the engines after we get about 1,000,000 kilometers out from the refinery. That should do it. Okay, truly out in the middle of space. This is what I'm talking about, Mobi.
I'm excited to see our profits for those mining runs in the next episode.
Me too. And maybe do a little ship or component buying. Good night, Moby.
See you tomorrow.